This conference will now be recorded.
Hello, good morning, everyone. I'm audible. Hello.
Good morning.
Okay. So let's do a recap of what we discussed in the last session. Okay, so we discussed about the mandatory info types at the time of deciding, and we discussed about the mandatory fields in info type 65. That is that tax code, source, tax code, and tax basis, everything. Um, do you have any doubt in this?
No,
Okay, fine. Uh, So let's move to the next point, like how the tax will be calculated. Okay, so similar to India, in UK, we do have different tax slabs, and for each tax slabs, we do have certain percentages. For example, here for the current tax year, the earnings from 0 to 37,500 pounds, it will be calculated on 20 percentage, and from 37,501 to 1,50,000 it will be calculated on 40 percentage, and anything above 1,50,000, okay, so that will be calculated on 45 percentage. So basically this tax slab, okay, this is an annual value, okay, and this will be decided and provided by the government HMRC in the month of December for the following tax year. That is, now we are in the tax year 2020-2021, right? So in the month of December 2020, the tax slab for the year 2021 and 2022 will be released, and that will be updated in the SAP system through legislative changes. That is HRSP. We call it as HRSP, support pack upgrade. Okay, so this will be updated in the backend system, backend table, basically, as part of the legislative changes. Okay. Now, as I said earlier, it depends on the employee's tax code and the taxable earnings which we have accumulated in slash 121. These slabs will be applied and tax contributions will be calculated in slash 501. Okay, I'll show you an example. The tax slab for the current year. Okay, now that is 0 to 37,500, and okay, so this is the tax slab, and employees basic pay is 5,000. Okay, so we have generated that value in the wage type slash 121. So this is the monthly figure. Okay, so what system does is, or the function which calculates the tax, that is called GTax. What it does is basically it will convert this yearly figure into a monthly figure, or it depends on your pay frequency. Let's say if you have weekly, then this value will be divided by 52 to arrive the weekly slab, and if you have a 4 weekly, this will be divided by 52 and multiplied by 4 for 4 weekly slabs. Okay, so now here this, let's talk about monthly. Okay, so this is the first slab which will be applied 20%. Okay, and the rest of the amount, for example, the 5,000 is the taxable earnings. So whatever the amount remaining post this 3,125, that will be calculated on 40%. So the total tax to be paid for that particular period will be before going into this, we do have the tax code, right? Okay, let's say the employee's tax code is 11 or 1250L, which is the emergency tax code. Okay. Uh, okay. So as I said earlier, the tax code, either the alphabet would be in a prefix or in suffix. Okay, if it is in suffix, okay, it should reduce the taxable earnings with that particular allowance. And if it is in a prefix, that means it will be added to the taxable pay for tax calculation. Okay, so now here, how to convert this numeric alphanumeric into a numeric value. So what it does is, what the system does is basically it converts, it changes that alphabet into a numeric value 9 and divided by based on the number of pay frequencies. Okay, the 9 is the default. Okay, it will be applied to all the alphabets. Okay, so now here it is 1250L. So what the function does is it converts the value into 12,509 and it divides it by the number of pay frequencies based on the payroll area we configured. Okay, so now what will happen is, first this amount, whatever the amount we arrived as a month period contribution, that will be reduced from the taxable earnings. So let's say here the taxable earnings is 5,000 initially. Okay, so now first what will happen is, this 5,000 will be this 1,042 will be deducted from this 5,000, and then the slabs will be applied. For example, in India, we do have, right, the HRA, been house rent allowances, or the life insurance premiums, whatever we are paying, that will be reduced from our taxable earnings, and then the tax slabs will be applied, right? Likewise, in UK, the tax code allowances will be deducted from the taxable earnings before the tax slab is applied. So here now this will be divided by the payroll period frequencies, and then the tax will be applied. So now after reducing the allowances, our taxable earnings has become 3,957. Okay, so now out of this 3,957, first we have to calculate 3,125 on 20%, and then rest will be calculated on 40%. That is 3,957 minus this value. Okay, so this balance 800 pounds will be calculated on 40%. So then that will become like, so this will be the tax to be paid, that is wage type /501 will be generated with this value, and then it will be deducted from the employee's earnings. Any doubt in this calculation part?
Sir, let's repeat again.
Okay, fine. So the tax slab is nothing but the slabs of annual earnings, or in which the different percentages will be applied. Like in India, we have, right, up to 5 lakhs 0% tax, and from 5 lakhs to 10 lakhs
Yes.
be applied. So likewise, they do have the slabs. Okay, from 0 to 37,500 pounds. This is the annual value, in which 20% will be applied. Okay, so the next slab is from 37,500 to 1,50,000. So 40% will be applied, and above 1,50,000, 45% will be applied. So tax slab is clear. So this will keep changing every tax year, and this slab will be introduced. Okay, yeah, this will be changing every tax year. New slabs will be updated in SAP backend table as part of legal change in the month. Legal change released in the month of December. Okay, every year. Clear on the tax slab now?
Yes.
Okay. So now moving to this tax code. As I said earlier, there are different tax code, right? One is with suffix, one with prefix, and there are two standard like BR0T tax codes, right? Now we will see the suffix one. Okay. So suffix means the alphabet will be at the end of the tax code. Okay, it may not be necessary that the tax code will be of 4 digit. Okay, it could be like 100L, or it could be 110L. Anything, any tax figure will be there. Tax code will be any. Okay, if it with the suffix, alphabet is in the suffix. So what we normally do for calculation is, it will be converted into a numeric value. That is, the alphabet will be replaced with the value number 9. Clear?
Yes.
Uh,
Yes.
Okay,
Hi,
so
hi
now,
Sriram.
yeah, hi.
Ali here. I've just joined your class today. This L conversion to 9, so do we maintain somewhere or system automatically takes it?
The function will automatically take care of it. We never maintain it.
So is it already there in the function or?
Yeah, it is already there in the function. The
Okay.
standard function, the function which does the calculation, will take care of this. We never
Okay.
maintain it. Okay. Yeah, coming back to this. Once this tax code is converted into a numeric value, what the function does is, based on our pay frequency, it will convert this annual figure into a monthly figure or a weekly figure. Okay, so let's say if it is a monthly figure, then the value will be divided by 12. Clear? So this is the allowance the employee gets every payroll period. So that means whatever the taxable earnings he has, okay, and this amount will reduce that taxable earnings before the tax is calculated. Clear on this part?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, so now as I said, our tax base will be /121 wage type. Okay, whatever the earnings we are paying to the employee and which should be considered for tax calculation, that will be cumulated to the wage type /121, right? So whatever the amount in this 121 will be reduced by this figure, this value for tax calculation. Clear?
Yes.
Okay, now we have to see how the slabs are applied. Okay, as I said, these slabs are annual figure. Okay, so what the function does is first slab, that is 0 to 37,500. This is annual figure, right? So it will arrive a monthly figure. Okay, so monthly it's divide highest value by 12. Here it is 37,500, right? So that will be divided by 12 to arrive the value 3,125, which is the monthly. Okay, let's say now here we have 5,000 as a taxable earnings, and then we have reduced the value, the allowances, okay, based on the tax. So now our taxable earnings has become as 3,957 pounds, out of which 3,125 will be applied on 20%, and the balance of 3,900 pounds will be calculated on 40%. Clear or confused?
Yeah. Clear, sir.
So once the percentage is applied, whatever the amount calculated on these different slabs will be added, and then it will be updated in the wage type /501. Okay, this is the period contribution, payroll period contribution generated for the amount stored in the wage type /121, and this will be deducted from the employee's earning.
Yeah. So /501 calculation.
Huh.
I just want to know /501 calculation.
Okay, /501 is nothing but the value of total of these two figures, 625
Okay.
plus 333.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this calculation, as I said, it will be calculated in the function called GTax.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me show you in the system. Okay, so you can see, right, the function GTax. Okay, this is the one which calculates the tax. Okay, if you see in input, the taxable pay 121 is generated with the taxable earnings for that particular period. Okay, 5,000. And if you see the calculation part, okay, it's not there. Okay, so if you see the output, your 501 is generated with 957. What we calculated is 958. Okay, maybe since we have done in Excel, that rounding problem will be there. But if you could see, all the values, almost value is same.
Yes, sir, clear.
Okay, so this is the function. Okay, GTax is the function which does this calculation. Okay, so now as I said, the tax basis, there are two tax bases, right? Cumulative and week one, month one. Okay, so what if it is a cumulative tax code? Okay, so cumulative tax basis, what will happen is in April, okay, so in April, the taxable pay is 5,000 and the tax calculated is 958. Okay, so when you run the payroll for the second period, okay, what system does is it will cumulate the taxable earnings, that is taxable earnings from April plus taxable earnings from May month. Okay, so it will arrive the earnings as 10,000 pounds. Okay, and the allowance to be applied, that is 1042, whatever we have calculated based on the tax code, right? So that will be added twice. Clear? So now the taxable earnings post the allowance will be this much. Correct? So the taxable earnings are added. Basically, it's cumulated as 10,000 pounds, and the allowance based on the tax code 1250L, which is 1042. For 2 periods, it is added twice, and then the allowance is deducted from the taxable earnings. So now our taxable earnings post after allowances or the tax code is 7,900 pounds. Okay, now the tax slab will be applied on this figure 7,900 pounds. That is, our first slab is 3,125, right? So 3,125 excuse me, sorry, on 20%, and rest of the figure, that is this minus this, will be applied on 40%. Clear? Clear on this? So far here, so I'll repeat again. Cumulative tax basis, what it does is in April, first period of the tax year, even though it is a cumulative, it will only consider the first period figure for calculating the tax. Okay, in the second period, what it will does is it will consider the taxable earnings from the first period, and then it will arrive the total value for example, when you are running May payroll, the taxable earnings from April and May will be considered first. Second, based on the tax code, we arrive the period figure, right? If it is a monthly, we divide it by 12 to arrive the monthly figure. So based on the number of periods being processed, that value will be cumulated, and this will be deducted from the taxable earnings. Next, after the taxable, tax code allowance is deducted from the earnings, then the slab will be applied. That 20% and 40% slabs will be applied. Clear? Any doubt here?
No, no.
So now for the total 10,000, we arrive the tax to be paid as 1,900 pounds, right? But the employee has already paid 958 pounds. So what the system does is it basically deducts that value and then arrive the period value. Clear?
Yes.
So here this 3,000 is the monthly figure, right? So when we are running it for May period, you have to multiply it by 2 because 2 periods, April and May, right? So that will become as 6,250 pounds, which will be calculated on 20%, and the employee's total earning is 7,900 pounds. So the difference of value these two is 1,600 pounds, which will be calculated on 40%. So for this 10,000 pounds, this is the tax to be deducted from the employee. Since the employee is already paid 958 pounds, the balance amount will be deducted in the current payroll period. Clear?
Yes, sir.
So likewise, it will keep changing. If you're running it for June period, then let's say June period earning is 5,000. Then again, this will become like 5,000 into 3, right? 3 periods. So then again, this will become the what do you say? Allowance will be calculated for 3 periods, and then it will reduce the taxable earnings. Then again, the slabs will be applied for 3 periods, and then the tax will be calculated. Okay. Clear? What is cumulative tax basis? How the tax is calculated on cumulative?
Yes.
Okay. So the second tax basis will be week 1, month 1. Okay. So how the calculation will happen in this particular instance will be like the same part, but the allowances and everything will be applied like monthly, not on a cumulative basis. Okay. So here the slab will be it will be considered only the current period figure. Okay. So when you calculate for April on 5,000, the slabs will be applied directly. and when you calculate for May period, again only 5,000 will be considered, not the total value. Okay, whatever the earnings the employee earned in that particular payroll period will be considered for tax calculation. Any doubt in this?
No.
So clear, right? So how the tax is calculated based on your tax code and tax basis, right? So now let's move to the second tax code. If it is prefix, how the system will calculate. Okay. For example, let's consider the same. Uh, so let's say the tax code for the employee is K1100. Okay. So what system does is it will replace the K with the 9 in the end. Okay. And then it will arrive the period value by dividing it by the payroll frequency. For example, if it is a monthly, it will be dividing it by 12, and then it will be, this will be the allowances, right? So likewise, what we have calculated in the prefix part. Okay, now let's calculate the taxable earnings. Okay, so let's say the employee's earning is 5,000 and the tax code is K1100. Okay, so now what system will do is, instead of reducing the allowance, this value from the total taxable earnings, it will add this value to this taxable earnings. That is, your taxable earnings for this period will become this much. Clear? Okay, fine. So we have generated /121 as 5,000, right? And based on the tax code, the monthly allowance calculated is 917. Okay, let's say 917.42. Okay, so this will become the taxable earnings for that particular period, and on that the tax will be calculated. Similarly, the tax slab for the first is 3125. Okay, 3125, 20% will be applied, and the remaining amount from this 5,900 will be calculated on 40%. So the tax will be calculated as 1741.97. Clear on this? Any doubt here?
No, good.
Okay, so I'll show you the same system. So I'm changing the employee tax code as okay. So now if you run the payroll, see the taxable pay is still 5,000, and you see the tax calculated as 7,700 pounds, right? Which we calculated manually. So if the tax code is K, okay, let me put in. If the tax code for this, if the tax code has alphabet in suffix, then the allowance in the period allowance calculated based on the tax code will be reducing the taxable earnings of that particular payroll period. Clear? Likewise, if the tax code has alphabet in the prefix, clear? Clear on that tax code part, prefix and suffix alphabets?
Yes.
Okay. So now moving to the second, okay, if the tax code is 0T or BR, okay, whatever the employee is earning be, okay, on that 20% straight will be calculated, applied. So there will not be any slabs, or there will not be any allowances, either reduction or addition to the taxable earnings will be there. So what are the taxable earnings on that, and 20% will be calculated. For example, let's consider the same taxable earnings. Okay, and let's say the tax code is 0T. Okay, so how the tax will be calculated is, on this 5,000, 20% will be directly applied, and then it will be calculated as the tax to be paid for that particular period. Either it could be 0T or BR. Clear? Okay, I'll show you the thing here. Okay. So 0T tax code is not there, but it should be there in your. If you check in your latest system configuration, you will find 0T here. Okay, and then it will be having the percentage as 0%. Okay, So I mean 20%. So this is where this is the place where all that new slabs, all the details will be stored in the system. Okay. So for example, we were discussing 37,500, right? So if you see here, for the latest figure, 20% here it's updated, and above 1,50,000, up to 1,50,000 it is 40%, and above 1,50,000 it is 45%. This is the table where the tax slabs will be stored. Okay, so now actually fixed rate. Okay, so it's not working. But if you check the latest system, you will have the percentage updated in this backend table, so a fixed rate part. Okay, and all your tax slabs, whatever we have discussed now. Okay, whenever the slabs are changed as part of the new legislative changes, those will be getting updated in this percentage rate tax. Okay. Any doubt in this Infotype 65 and tax calculation?
No.
Okay. Yeah. So next, I wanted to tell you is like the payroll driver or the transaction code for UK will be PC00 underscore M08 underscore calci. Okay, and the program is RP calci G0. Okay, so this is the program used for running payroll for UK. And the standard schema, payroll schema for UK is G000. Okay, so we normally we will not use the standard schema, right? So we copy to the custom schema and then we modify the schema. Okay, so these are the main things you need to know about this thing. Okay. So you guys are clear on tax and calculation, right? So do you have
Sriram,
any doubt?
Ali here.
Yeah.
Actually, this prefix and suffix thing, like any reason why they have this, or it
Ah,
just they follow it?
yes. It's based on the employees' earnings. Okay. So if your employee is earning very less, okay, they may not be able to pay the tax, right? So what they do, if it is a prefix tax code, basically they are trying to increase the taxable earnings so that the tax is calculated on that part.
Mhm.
Okay, if
Okay,
let's say,
so that's where you.
uh-huh.
Mhm.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, that's when you use prefix, right? That K1000 when the
Yes,
taxable earning is less.
yes.
Hmm.
Again, this is not decided by the individual or the company. Okay, these are all decided by the government, HMRC. So they will decide whether the employee should be on prefix tax code or suffix tax code. They will provide the detail. And again, it not necessary that the employee will have the same tax code for continuous tax years. Okay, it will keep changing based on the employee's earning in the current financial year or based on his previous year income. HMRC will decide whether the employee should be using the same tax code for tax payment, or either it should be increased or reduced.
And can we swap between this cumulative and week one, month one for an employee, like in between? Can we swap, or it has to be throughout the year, either cumulative or week one, month one?
No, it can be swapped. Okay. For example, as I said here, the tax code initially when the employee joins, okay, he will be on EMP. Okay. And if he didn't provide any of the details, whether here, for example, the starter declaration, if he didn't provide any of these details, whether it is the first job or whether he worked in the previous employment or anything, then by default, the company will use the starter declaration as 4 and tax code as 0T. Okay. If you are using the tax code as 0T, then by default, your tax basis will be a week 1, month 1.
Okay.
Okay. The first payroll period will be calculated on the tax code as 0T and the tax basis as week 1, month 1. Okay. Then they will submit the report to the HMRC. Okay. This is the employee joined in our organization, and this is his taxable earnings for this particular period, and this is the tax code we used for calculating the tax. So those details will be reported in the FPS. Okay. I'll explain you in depth when I come to that. So once we submitted the FPS report to HMRC, HMRC will verify that, and then they will inform the employer whether the employee should be following the same tax code or a new tax code. Okay, so let me show you an example. Okay, for example, let's say employee 12345. Okay, he joined in the month of May 2020. Okay, so he didn't provide any detail. Okay, so what the employer, let's say our employer is Western UK. Okay, so in infotype 65, they use the tax code as 0T and tax basis as week 1, month 1. Okay, and for the May period, the employee's earning is £5,000. On that, the tax is calculated as 1,000, and these values are reported to HMRC through FPS file. Okay, clear so far?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now based on this employee's earning and the tax code, HMRC in return will inform the customer whether to follow the same tax code or it could be a different tax code. Okay, so this will come to the system as P9 or P6 form. Clear? And this will be updated in infotype 65 based on the start date provided in the P9 or P6. Okay, it could be either from the start of the May period, or it could be effective from June or July. It depends when the form is sent to the employer. Clear or confused?
Yeah, and this cumulative and week 1, month 1, like in terms of calculation, there is no difference, right? The tax amount, right?
Yes.
Or there will be?
There will not be any
But then,
huge differences. Like we now have, right, in India, the taxes using the old threshold, or you want to go with the new threshold. Likewise, here 1, month 1, there could be benefit when it comes to the period where you have a huge payment. Sorry. For example, you have a bonus payment in the month of August. Okay, when it comes to week 1, month 1, the entire amount will be considered for tax calculation.
Right.
And if it is a cumulative, that will be considered with along the previous period's taxable earnings, and then the tax will be calculated on that. So there could be a slightly difference, not a huge difference will be there, but there is a little bit of difference will be there on the cumulative and week 1, month 1 tax calculation. In a period where the employee is earning has some bonus kind of payment or any allowances, additional allowances. And having said that, almost 90% or could be 80% will be on cumulative tax basis, not on week 1, month 1.
Okay.
Again, it depends.
But that is again provided by HMRC, right? HMRC
Yes.
will provide that.
Yes, HMRC will decide whether the employee should be on a week 1, month 1 or a cumulative basis.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, and as I said, the tax program, which the start of the year program, right, which upgrade the tax code, right? So that you will find it here. Tax code update. This is the program which is used to update the tax code of the employee effective 6th of April 2020 or whatever the year you wanted to. So when you say apply general uplift, okay, as I quoted earlier here, 40 should be increased on the taxable tax code, okay, from the previous tax code. Then they basically all the customer will choose this option, apply general uplift, and then they execute before the period 1 payroll. Okay, so what it does is this program reads the employee's tax code from info type 65, and then it increases the tax code by whatever the points they have given, and then it will create a new record effective 6th of April 2020 or 2021, whatever the following year is. This part which I explained, right, P9X. So the program used to do that is, this is the program, RPU TCU G0. I'll write here. G0 or so this is called tax code uplift. So what it does is it will read the tax info type 65. It reads info type 65 and then apply the general increase in the tax code and create new info type 65 record effective 6th of April, whatever the new tax year is. For example, from 6th of April 2019, the employee was in 1200L tax code. Okay, and for the tax year 2020 to 2021, the general uplift to be 50 points. So what this program does is it reads this record info type 65 and the tax code, and it will increase the value by 50 pounds, 50, and then it will update the new info type 65 record as 1250L effective 6th of April 2020. Is it clear? Any doubt in this uplift program?
Any specific reason for this 50, or like it is based on the tax calculation they do that, or?
Yeah, see, for example, let's talk about India. Okay, so earlier, we had up to 4 lakhs or 3 lakhs, there will not be any tax calculated, right? And post that, now it will be keep changing, right? The tax slab will from 0 to 5 lakhs, it will increase next year as either 6 lakhs or 5 lakhs 50,000, right? So up to that, we will not get any taxes. Tax will not be calculated on till that salary, annual salary, right? So likewise, whenever there is a new slab introduced, okay, they have to ensure that all the employee are increased with their allowances with certain points.
Mm.
Okay, so what they do is they come up with this number. Either it could be 40, 30, or 50 based on the current scenario or financial situation of the country. They will come up with this point. So what they do is they basically increase the existing tax code with that particular number. Instead of sending the tax code for individuals, they do update as a mass, because each employer will have a minimum 1,000 employees, right? Minimum, I'm saying. It depends on the if you are working, if your industry is a restaurant, you might be having almost 60-70,000 employees working in your organization. So it's not easy for HMRC to send the tax code for each and every employees. So what they do, they generally give this number so that the employer increases the tax code using this number. Post that, if the HMRC thinks, okay, for certain employees the tax code to be changed, then they will be changing it.
Okay.
Clear?
Okay.
Any doubt still in this?
No.
Okay, fine. So then we have completed InfoType 65, the tax and tax calculations part. So we will look into InfoType 69 tomorrow. Okay. So if you not have any doubts now, shall we wind up today's session? If you guys do not have any doubt in InfoType 65, then we will wind up today's session, and then we will concentrate on we will look into InfoType 65, which is the next mandatory InfoType as part of hiring. Okay. Okay, guys. Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks.
Thanks.